I'm just keeping my eye on my lovely treasure there. Well, varmints, we might not want to sit too close to you, that'll look too clean. Of course, I look very clean. Oh, how are we? Are we all right, children?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Why have I come to visit you? Do you know why? Why have I come visiting you today? Because every year, Miss here asks me to pop in and speak to you children and tell you about the life of a pirate. Every year she asks me, every year I come round if my ship do come round the corner by Folkestone Harbour, and if the weather be good, like it be lately, I do tie alongside and nip up here to the school to see you all. There'd be normally more than this, miss. What's happened to your varmints?
Yeah,
You
normally,
lost
we
some
were
of
saying that this morning. We normally have about 60 in our crew, but not today. No, not at the moment. But we're good quality. Good quality. You'll be impressed. I've got lots of questions to ask you, Captain Cutlass.
How many of you children here can do that stuff, what we call reading and writing? How many of you can read and write?
Yes.
You be clever children. How many of you can do that there counting as well? Wow. You're a clever lot. I thought last year's lot were clever, miss, but this lot seemed clever.
I think they're a bit smarter this year.
Wow,
I think so.
fantastic. It's really important, children, you learn to read and write and count. It's really important. I can't do none of that. I can't write no letters. I can't do that. I have to get somebody on my crew to do that for me because I won't be able to do it. So you make sure you learn to read and write. Now, children, have you got some questions for me? Because I bet you know all about pirates and want to know even more about us, don't you? Well, miss, you know the names of these varmints.
So hands down, guys, you're all going to get a turn. That's a nice thing about making a smaller crew this year.
I can hear from every single one of them with their
Absolutely.
wonderful questions.
So let's have Georgie. Could you start us off?
Which one be Georgie? Georgie, what's that question?
What flag do you have on your pirate ship?
I have the flag of a true pirate. Do you know my flag? I can spot some of them over there in the corner. Are you all pretending to be pirates? Because that be the Jolly Roger I see flying over there. And that be the flag on my ship too.
I painted it.
You made that Jolly Roger flag up there? That'd be a grand flag. I'd like that on my ship. Maybe you can paint me another one and you can get it sent to me on my ship.
Izzy. Izzy?
Where do you find your treasure chest?
My treasure chest is always very close to me. I don't like nobody looking in my treasure chest too much. I keep this with me. This has my best pearls, my best jewels. You spotted this other little box inside my treasure box. It's a treasure box in a treasure box. I have my flag there just in case anyone thinks it might be theirs. Let me show you what be in my other treasure box. Pirate flag to remind you it's pirate treasure. Look at my gold. Look at my gold. That's super special. I found that in a very special place. But I ain't telling you, varmints, in case you go there and get some more of it. I'm not telling you about my treasure. You see my treasure map? Any of you see my treasure map? You sure?
Lacey.
Which one be Lacey? Which one be Lacey? That one there. Do you want to join my crew, Lacey? Do you want to be a pirate on my crew? You could be a cabin girl on my crew. You learn to do that there, reading, writing and counting, and when you're bigger you can be my pirate. Right, Lacey, what be your question?
Why do you need an eye patch?
Do you know my name?
Captain Cutlass.
I'm Captain Cutlass because I carry my cutlass. This be my cutlass. I used to be quite a feisty pirate and I used to fight. And when I've had a fight, I didn't do very well. And I got injured on my face, so I have to wear a patch over my bad eye. You see, I still got a scar on my face. I don't do no fighting no more. Fighting's not the way. But when I be younger, I didn't know that. and I used to fight. So I've got an eye patch because I've got a bad eye. Nowadays we do a lot of talking. We don't do too much fighting. We do a lot of talking. Much better than fighting.
Tian, what was your question?
Which one be Tian? Where's Tian? He looks like a good pirate lad. Do you want to be a pirate when you're bigger?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do that reading and writing and counting, you can be a pirate on my ship. Have you got a question for me, Tian?
What was it? Can you remember?
Why do you wear an eye patch?
That was, he was going to ask you about your eye patch.
I just told you about my eye patch, didn't I? I had that accident. Well, not really that bit of a fight, really.
Why did you go for a fight?
Pirates try and steal each other's treasure. Pilots try and steal each other's ships, and sometimes we end up fighting. Nowadays, we don't do too much. I don't do it no more. That's why I keep an eye on my treasure, because that's mine. If I dig it up, it'd be my treasure, but I don't steal nobody's treasure no more. Not the way to be.
Freddie, I think Freddie had a question.
Where'd be Freddie?
Freddie.
Over there.
Oh, Freddie, babe. Have you got a good question for me, Freddie?
Miss Holman can say it for you.
What is your parrot called?
Did anybody see my parrot the other day?
No.
Polly, I told Polly to
We
send
heard
you a letter.
about it. We did hear about
I
it.
My parrot be called Polly. Normally, Polly likes to sit up here, but unfortunately, Polly's not very well today. Polly's as sick as a parrot.
We saw his letters up there on our pirate.
I had to get my cabin boy to write that letter, and I told my Polly to fly it into the school. She's a good Polly. She knows where the school be, but she ain't well today, so she's not around.
I've got a question here. Somebody, one of our children that's at home has a question for you.
How do you get letters, questions from home into
Oh, it's
school?
very modern on the
Is it?
email. Oh, it was very good.
On the what?
Well, exactly.
What be email?
Yeah.
What be an
On
email?
the computers.
Computer. Oh, I've heard.
It's worth learning to read and write.
I've heard about them. They're computers. So a computer is giving you a
I
question.
know, it's clever stuff. So this comes
Crikey.
from Jessica. And Jessica wanted to know, do you ever get seasick?
I bain't be no landlubber like you all landlubbers, you children who like the land. I love the sea. Mind you, when I first went to sea, when I was a wee cabin girl, and I went to sea, I was a bit sick. I've been a pirate long enough now and I don't get no sickness. I have my sea legs, which means I can stand up on a rocking ship and I don't get no sick top. Mind you, Pegleg, he ain't got his sea legs. He's got a sea leg and a peg leg, because he ain't got two legs, because Pegleg has got a wooden leg on our and that makes it a bit difficult in windy and stormy weathers, but I don't get sick. I've got my sea legs. Good question.
So you're the captain.
I'd be called Captain Cutlass. That makes me the captain of my own ship.
She's in charge, isn't she?
Yes.
Mrs. Trott, did you have a question from somebody at home?
I had a question from Aria, and she said, do you have any pirate mates?
Oh, I have pirate mates, but they be my crew. And they'll be the ones who'll sort the sails out when it's a windy weather. They'll put the ropes around tidily. So that be my crew. But I do know a few other pirates. When I was last in Tortuga, I did see that there Captain Sparrow. He's a bad lad, is Captain Sparrow. And his ship, the Black Pearl. I put my ship alongside his. My ship be called the Lazy Susan. And she be a finer ship than the Black Pearl. We sometimes go to Tortuga and see quite a few of them there pirates. So they be my pirate mates, and I've got my pirate crew. Oh, I have.
Annabella, what was your question?
You be Annabella, do you?
Have a TV.
I don't have no TV. I don't have no electric on my ship. I hear you've got electric and these pooters you call them. Yeah, we don't have none of that. We tell each other stories and sing songs. We do.
Natalie, what was your question?
I have a crow's nest. Do you know what crow's nest be?
Yeah.
That'd be a right good question. Who tell me what they think a crow's nest be?
A
You will have to choose some names, miss. I don't know those.
Emily Rose.
The crow's nest is when you climb up and see if ships are coming.
You join my crew when you're a bit bigger. Exactly. There'll be a crow's nest right at the top of the main mast, and you go all the way up past the mizzel sail, all the way up to the top of the main mast, and you can go, what can I see? And if we see land away, we'll go, land ahoy! Like this. Let people know what's coming. So you have to climb up to the crow's nest. I don't do it that often these days. I've got cabin girls and cabin boys who can shimmy up that and do it for me. Good question.
Michael, what was your question?
Why parrots have a parrot on those shoulders?
We like a parrot because a parrot's good company. My Polly, she can chatter away to me and I can understand every word she says. She doesn't need walking like you have them dogs. They take a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Cats take a lot of fussy feeding. Polly, she eats what she's given. She flaps around when she wants to. She sits on my shoulder when she's feeling well enough. And she just squawks in the corner when she's not. She's a good parrot. All pirates need a parrot. Good question. Do you want to be on my ship when you're bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Your
Yeah.
question was about a
You
parrot,
can
wasn't
be.
it? What was it?
Why did your parrot come in?
Well, Polly, she's not the brightest parrot. She can't do that there reading and writing and counting either. So she tends to say what I say. But that's okay, because I usually say something quite sensible.
Jonathan, what was your question?
Where'll be Jonathan? What be your question?
Where did you find your treasure?
Where did I find my treasure? Do you think I'm going to tell you where I found my treasure? I'm not telling you that. I sail the 7 seas. I go to islands all around the world.
That's where you find
And I look for treasure where I think it's going to be. I'm not telling you where I found my treasure. You've got your eyes on my treasure.
Understand.
I do have to do a lot of digging. But I am very worried, miss, about my treasure map being missing from a whole year now. So I could do with a treasure map.
You could make one, maybe.
I was asking a question for you. I was going to write you a new treasure map.
You're going to write me a map? Are you that clever? My goodness me, you children in your blue jumpers are mighty smart these days, aren't you? Very clever children. You make me a map, that will be great.
Miss Williams, did you have one from home as well?
I did. So Freddie S., who's at home at the moment, he's asking, why do pirates think whistling causes a thunderstorm?
Pirates have lots and lots and lots of strange tales about the world. And we're very mindful when we're in certain waters we don't whistle because we don't want to be stirring up a thunderstorm. We know it's happened because people have been whistling and then there'll be a thunderstorm. Well, if you hear whistling and a thunderstorm, well, that's what's caused it. So we're very mindful that in certain parts of the world we don't do no whistling because it ain't good news.
Mrs. Bates, did you have one from someone at home?
I have 2. Ethan, he was asking, do you have a parrot?
What?
And you very kindly told us
I
you
am
have a parrot
Polly,
called
my parrot.
Polly, so he'd be very pleased with that.
Good.
And Miles, he would like to know, what do pirates eat and drink?
We eat what we can get. We usually have to trade. Sometimes I go to countries and I can get myself some fresh oranges, fresh bananas, and they're really, really good. Sometimes we have dry ship's biscuits. They're not so tasty, but they keep a long time. And we'll eat bread if we can get bread. But we eat whatever we can find. Sometimes we have to put our fishing lines over and we find ourselves some fish. Sometimes we can get potatoes and then we can have some chips with our fish. And biscuits a lot of biscuits. And on a good day we have a little bit of grog. Do you kids know what grog is? It's a special pirate drink. Only pirates can drink grog. But that'd be special days. But we don't have fancy food like you do. Because you have places where you can go buy ready-made food, don't you? We haven't got none of that on our ship. We just have to eat what we've got. Good question.
Emily Rose, what was your one?
Do you have a sword?
Do I have I have my cutlass. Pirates have a curved blade on their sword and it'd be called a cutlass. And I, in my younger days, was quite fine with my cutlass, hence I got known as Captain Cutlass. Very fond of that.
Same words, good boy. Jacob, have you said your question yet?
Do pirates have ships?
I do have a ship. Pirates can't be a pirate if they ain't got no ship, because they can't go sailing the seven seas and looking for those treasures with their treasure maps.
I do want to be a pirate as well.
You want to be a pirate? You look like a fine young man. You learn to do that, their reading, writing and counting, and when you're a bit bigger, you can come and join my ship. I'm always looking for a good crew, especially ones who can sing songs and tell stories. That's what we like to
I
do.
can.
That'll be fab.
Some willing volunteers.
That's great.
Tristan, you haven't asked a question yet, have you? Can you remember it? Mr. Chop will help you.
Why have you got
Why you have a cutlass?
Why do I have my cutlass? That'd be a good question. I like people and other pirates to think I'd be quite something to be afraid of. I'm not going to use my cutlass now, but in the younger days I would have. And it just makes people stay away from my ship, because I don't want people sneaking on my ship and helping themselves to my treasure over there, which is why I carry my treasure with me at all times. I like to keep my one good eye on my treasure. I'd be a bit nervous sometimes if I can't see it, so I keep having a little look and make sure it's there. I might even put my treasure on my knee, just so I can be assured it's there. Some of you might be looking at my treasure. I don't want you thinking you can have it. I've already lost one treasure map and my fine emerald stone in your school. I'm not losing my treasure to you as well.
Oh dear. Got another question here. This one's from Riley. He's been busy at home learning. And he'd like to know, where's the best place you have ever visited?
I've sailed the seven seas. I've visited everywhere there be to visit. I like it when it be warm. I quite like it when it's cold. I like it when there be nice people and fresh fruit. So I like everywhere. I reckon Tortuga be one of my favourite places to visit. Tortuga. I'd like to tell you where it is, but I'm not allowed to share it with you because you won't be part of the pirate club and the pirate code. So I'm not telling you where, but if you ever join my crew, you'll come with me to Tortuga.
I'll have to find that out when we are. I think there's a couple of girls haven't asked questions. Winnie May, what was your question?
How many pirates do you have in your crew?
That'd be a really good question. I like to keep about 10 to 12 pirates. Any more than that and there won't be enough food to go round. Any less than that, I sometimes have to do too much work and pull on the ropes and raise the sails. So about 10 to 12, depending on how we're going. Good question.
And Hannah?
Where do you live?
I live on my ship, the Lazy Susan. She be my home. We sail the seven seas, so wherever we be, that be my home. I haven't got one of those things like houses with roofs and rooms and things like you have. We don't have. You're landlubbers. You live on the land. You need that. I need my ship because I live on the sea. Good question.
Now, I think everybody's asked you a question now.
You be fantastic.